It's 2 a.m. and Tulisa decides to drop this apology video now. I don't know why she's dropping it at this time, but here I am, and we have to dissect and analyze this.
This video in response to a video Misha B has done, and also a lot of false accusations that I'm seeing online.
Hey guys, it's Morali. Hope you guys are doing well today. If you haven't already, click that button, guys. Click that button for daily and consistent content anywhere, anytime. I am here, daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, subscribe, and let's just get straight into this apology video. What is actually killing me about this apology video is that you can hear the PlayStation noise behind in the background.
I'm not taking away from the fact of how Misha feels. I accept that she is entitled to her opinion.
It's like, turn your TV off if you want to properly address this, because my girl must have been just playing one game and then said, you know what, let me just drop this video now. So the timing of it I find to be a bit suspect. I don't know why she's done this. She also has disabled the comments. Now, one side you could say, you know, she disabled them because she doesn't want to get any more abuse or, you know, comments and hate and stuff like this. And then the other side is also because, you know, is it a bit of a cowardly act to disable the comments? You know, maybe you know you're in the wrong and you just don't want to hear it. So again, looking at it from different perspectives. However, when she goes into this situation, it's interesting to me. She says, sorry if you feel a certain way.
And I'm sorry if she feels that that situation was racially motivated.
I feel like that in itself isn't an apology, it's just pure gaslighting. You're not really sorry for a situation because you don't understand why you would be sorry. Therefore you say, you know what, sorry if you feel like that, I didn't mean that, but if you took it that way, you know, it is what it is. You weren't really sorry about your actions, and that in itself was a bit of an empty apology. It wasn't something that I thought was clever. Now, before we go into what, you know, she talks about, because she really goes in on Misha B and stuff that took place behind the scenes, I want to jump to the end of the video. We're going to just dissect that part.
My very being, who I am as a person, I was the only white person in my friendship group growing up. My father was raised in Congo and Ethiopia to the age of 16. I'm very passionate about the Black Lives Matter movement.
She immediately talks about how, you know, she was the only white girl, growing up around black people, I would assume, and she says she owes her life to black culture, black music, because she's grown up around it. Her father grew up in Congo, and she doesn't have a racist bone in her body. Now,
but please believe me when I tell you, I do not have a racist bone in my body.
I feel like this, if we analyze this, I feel like this is just pure deviation, because if you really think about it, what the hell does that have to do with the situation? Why are you talking about your dad growing up in Congo?
My father was raised in Congo and Ethiopia to the age of 16.
What the hell does that have to do with all this? Like, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. You know, you owe your life to black culture and stuff like this, but no one asked you about your childhood experience in terms of how many friends you've had or what, you know, it's just deviation. Doesn't need to be said. And then I really hate it when people say, you know, I don't have a racism bone in my body. I mean, well, you do. We've all grown up in a white supremacy societal conditioned environment. So it's like even if you're consciously did not decide to be racist to Misha B, subconsciously you did, because of the system that you were working for. Hence the word systemic institutionalized racism. It was 3 words, but you know what I mean. So I feel like you're just missing the whole entire situation here. Now, if we actually go to the middle of this apology, she does also talk about how, you know, Misha B made some of her acts cry.
Let me explain to you what happened. There had been an accumulation of things that Misha had done to other contestants and my contestants backstage. She had made 2 of my acts cry. One of them being on the night that I made those comments. She asked me, why did you do that? And I said, why did you do what you did to my act? To this day, I didn't find her excuse feasible. I still don't agree with it. I called a lot of people out on that show. White, black, tall, short. It's nothing to do with skin colour.
Some of the contestants were literally crying backstage because of the stuff that Misha B had done. So she really is bringing a different perspective to all of this in general. She does also say that, you know, she did have her regrets and is apologetic for bringing stuff to a public stage.
One thing I regret is calling her out publicly the way that I did. if I was the person I am today, who's more emotionally intelligent, who has more life experience, I would have handled it in a very different way. And that I'm truly sorry for, and I deeply regret. But to say and make claims, I'm not saying she is, but I'm seeing people doing it online.
You know, that was something that I shouldn't have done. I'm glad that she at least we got some kind of acknowledgement somewhere. But she's like, you know, I've always said things on the show. I was a feisty girl. I was 22, 10 years on now. I'm a much better person now. I assume that she is as well. But she was basically saying, you know, I'm not a racist person. It was not racially motivated. But this is the gag for me. This is the gag. Regardless of whether it was, you know, conditioned, like consciously not racially motivated, as you have said many times, there is something called subconscious racism, where you act a certain way based on how you were subconsciously brought up by white supremacy and how it's perpetuated around you. And that in itself, I feel, I just wanted to have I wanted that acknowledgement in the video, that kind of conversation. You know, you said that your friend said that you need to be educated.
And when I spoke to my friends about what they think I should do, they told me to get educated. So that's what I'm currently doing.
Well, get educated, because that video showed a lack of education. And I just feel like that is what I wanted you to come from. The fact that you were working with a systemic institutionalized racism system, that you were wrong. I was wrong for doing so. I humbly apologize. It was a learning curve 10 years ago. Take full accountability. And you should also be able to see it from her side, because it wasn't as if Misha was the only black person that struggled, child. It was a trending theme that a lot of black contestants have struggled on that show. So clearly there is a lot of substance and depth to what Misha B is saying.
Protecting my acts. And if somebody does some nasty stuff, whether it be on that show or not, I'm going to call them out on it. It's nothing to do with race. I didn't wake up and go, I want to cause some drama for Misha B because of the colour of her skin. She did some things that I felt I needed to pull her up on. These things were real and they were happening. I was dealing with crying contestants backstage because of her actions. I'm sure she's not the same person. This was 10 years ago. Just as I'm not the same person to call her out in the way that I did. I was a very feisty 22-year-old. I didn't think of emotional consequences.
And I feel like that apology of sorry if, you know, you felt this way, XYZ, just gaslighting and kind of just a very dismissive tone. She seemed more pissed off in the video than like she was trying to be. I wanted to see more emotion, more like in-depth kind of seriousness, that she's taking the situation with proper humility, but it was just very dismissive. Sorry if you feel that way. Yeah, I'm sorry for bringing it in publicly. I shouldn't have done that. She was doing a madness behind the scenes, making people cry. My dad grew up in Congo. Bye. PlayStation music on. I don't know. I feel like I just needed, there was something that, you know, needed more. I just feel like be a bit more personal. Like it came off as a bit of a defense mechanism. People on Twitter aren't really liking it as well.
Hi guys, so I'm making this video in response to a video Misha B has done, and also a lot of false accusations that I'm seeing online.
And yeah, let me know your thoughts on when it comes to this apology. She has apologized to Misha B, but I feel like it's just a bit of a backhanded situation. But she also is bringing a different side to this and saying that Misha B was making my contestants cry. Should that be taken with seriousness? Did Misha B make some people cry? Like, she brings a whole different side to it. But the part that really just took me off was my dad growing up in Congo. What the hell does it have to do with this entire situation? Why are you deviating?
My father was raised in Congo and Ethiopia to the age of 16.
This is what people normally do. They deviate to cause a distraction, and then with this gaslighting backhanded apology, it just wasn't needed, and a dismissive tone on top. I just genuinely think overall the apology was just poor, and the timing as well. 24 hours plus at 1, 2 in the morning, child. Like, majority of people are sleeping. Not me, but majority of people are sleeping. So I don't understand why this was needed now. Doesn't make any sense, but you know, it is what it is. She has apologized now. She's done what she's done, and I'm sure this matter will be laid to rest, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.